If you're looking for the top 10 business lines of credit that pull personal Equifax, here is a review for you. Number 10, we have NBKC Bank, our score, 7.8 over 10. What we love about NBKC Bank is their flexibility. They'll take care of you real quick. They'll approve your line of credit real quick. And the cool thing is that they have a simple, straightforward process, competitive rates, and they have a helpful, knowledgeable staff. The only problem is that NBKC is geo-restricted. So if you're not in the geography that they cover, you're not going to be able to access this business line of credit, okay? But if you have any question, you can actually contact, they have a very good guy, Chris Calvert. You can contact him at chris.calvert@nbkc.com. He has all the questions for you about the Kansas City business line of credit, okay? And the cool thing, you don't have to, your business doesn't have to operate in Kansas City, but you have to be in the geography that the bank overall covers, okay? But in terms of their business line of credit, they do pull Equifax. They have a secured and unsecured business lines of credit. They also have a real estate line of credit that actually helps you in terms of your business. So this is really good. So NBKC Bank, 7.8 over 10. Number 9, we have a First Citizens Bank, our score, 8 over 10. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick convo about business lines of credit that actually pull Equifax. So when you think about First Citizens Bank, we love the fact that they're also very flexible, and they actually call their business line of credit, they call it First Citizens Capital Line. They also call it Capital Manager, and they have a third category called Business Equity Line. So they do have 3 primary types of business lines of credit, depending on the amount you want to borrow and what you want to do with the cash, okay? Capital Line, Capital Manager, and Business Equity Lines, okay? And the cool thing is, with all those business lines of credit, you can simply write a check to meet short-term or seasonal needs for supplies or other unplanned expenses. And the good thing is that First Citizens Bank covers more geographies, more states than NBKC Bank. So just as you are able to access you are able to be approved for a First Citizens Bank business line of credit. So our score, 8 over 10. Number 8, we have Huntington Bank, our score, 8.3 over 10. We love Huntington Bank, another great player. And the good thing is that they actually they have a service that allows you to optimize your cash flows. This is really good. So if you get a business line of credit from Huntington Bank, you are able to maintain day-to-day cash flow so your small business can purchase inventory or meet other short-term needs, okay? And the good thing is they also offer variable interest rates, interest-only payment options, and manageable monthly payments. So you really have to decide what really works for you. And while they are actually onboarding you, they'll explain everything to you. They'll let you know which one works for you based on your specific cash flow needs and your specific cash flow situation right now. But if you get a business line of credit from Huntington Bank, you can control cash flow, you can manage payment, and you can track activity. In other words, you can easily see how much you're spending every month and how much you're being charged interest. So if you need help, you can contact Huntington Bank at 800-480-2001. So 800-480-2001. They're available 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays, and Saturday 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And all those times are Eastern. Number 7, we have First Republic Bank, our score, 8.6 over 10. I want to quickly remind you again of today's topic. We're having a conversation about business lines of credit that pull Equifax, personal Equifax. So when we talk about First Republic Bank, it's another great bank, and they have revolving lines of credit. And so the score is 8.6 over 10. And the cool thing is when you have a business line of credit from First Republic, you are able to, you have the flexibility to borrow as much as you want or as little as you want, required that you need to meet your seasonal working capital needs, okay? And what's more, First Republic will ensure that you work with an experienced banker who understands you and your business every step of the way. What we love about First Republic is that they do assign somebody who is very knowledgeable to you, and that person will work with you. So you are able to get quick decisions from that dedicated business banker. You have a streamlined application process, and you have a customized loan structure to meet your unique capital needs. Okay. In terms of the product details, you have monthly payments. This could be those could be either interest only or interest plus principal. It really depends on you. Okay, so this is good. On top of that, now the only thing is that for you to get a First Republic business line of credit, you need to have a First Republic checking accounts. But it's really worth it. This is a great bank. It's really, really worth it. Number 6, we have BMO Harris Bank. Our score, 8.9 over 10. The good thing about BMO Harris is that the bank is constantly reinventing itself. Fantastic. And they have line of credit amounts that go from 10,000 to 1 million. Okay. They have loan amounts that go from 100,000 to 1 million. So you can choose a fixed rate term loan or a variable rate revolving line of credit. Is really, really cool. It depends on you. And you can use multiple options for collateral if you go with the secured version. Because BMO Harris, they have secured and unsecured business line of credit. Obviously, when you secure the line of credit, you pay lower, right? Your APR is lower, so that's good. And you can get a 0.25% rate discount with automatic payments from a BMO business or personal if a sole proprietor checking account. And you have a simple application process that makes it quick and easy to apply and get approved. So this is really good. So the good thing is that if you have let's say you have more questions, you can contact BMO Harris at 1-888-340-2265. 1-888-340-2265. And so BMO will talk to you. But they're very, very flexible. They'll work with you, whatever works for you. You can even go to a branch and have a conversation with them. But fantastic. What we love about BMO is the responsiveness of their staff, the knowledgeability of their staff, but also their generosity. Think about it. Line of credit amount that go from 10,000 all the way to 1 million. Fantastic. Number 5, we have Citizens Financial. Our score, 9 over 10. And one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about Citizens Financial, we're talking about a great bank, okay? And they have business lines of credit. They have other credit products. What we love about Citizens Financial is their generosity. You can actually get a business line of credit of up to $250,000 in 2 to 3 days. They're really fast too, okay? And so the thing is that you can do everything online if you want to. They actually have a platform called Citizens Vantage Link that allows you to apply for everything online, okay? And if you have questions, you can contact 1-800-4BUSINESS. Again, the number is 1-800-4BUSINESS, BUSINESS, okay? And the cool thing is that you can actually borrow more than $250,000, but you're gonna have to secure part of it, okay? The annual fee is $150 for lines of credit, $50,000 to $100,000, and 0.3% for lines of credit, $100,000 to 1 million. So really, it depends on what you want. But overall, it's really worth it. We love the flexibility here, and Citizens Financial is just really fantastic. Let me talk to you now about number 4. Number 4, we have Fifth Third. Our score, 9.3 over 10. And Fifth Third, what we love about Fifth Third is that you can use their business line of credit for a lot of things. I mean, they don't really have restrictions for you. They give you free access, free reign here, so you can manage day-to-day business needs. You can access funds to meet short-term working capital needs, such as inventory purchases, future project costs, or company payroll. This is really important. You can take advantage of immediate business opportunities. You can pay for equipment repair and upgrade. You can meet seasonal business needs, cover overhead, meet payroll, maintain normal business activities. And the good thing is you can even finance initiatives or marketing campaigns to attract new customers or generate additional revenue through expanded business or sales. So this is really good. And in terms of Fifth Third, they have their unsecured line. They actually offer secured and unsecured line of credits. Okay, so they have both types. So for the unsecured credit lines, they actually give you $10,000 to $100,000. Okay, so here no collateral is necessary. But for the secured, they actually are open because you are collateralizing the whole transaction. So it's totally up to you. So if you want to go to 10 million or 1 billion, they will actually collateralize it for you. And so since secure lines of credit are secured against business assets, they result in higher borrowing amounts over $100,000. Okay. And you can actually contact Fifth Third at 1-877-534-2264 to actually speak to a banker. Number 3, we have Capital One, our score, 9.6 over 10. And a business line of credit from Capital One is kind of cool because it allows you to improve cash flow for your daily operations. Okay. And with Capital One, you really have a very, very, very generous lender. You have line amounts up to $5 million. Okay. And so you can use the cash for anything. You can bridge the gap between your goals and the cash flow required to achieve them. Okay, and the requirements for approval for your application approval are really straightforward too. So basically, you have to be in business for at least 2 years, and you need to have or open a business checking account with Capital One. Capital One wants you to have a relationship with them before they actually grant you the maximum $5 million in business line of credit, which makes sense, which would definitely make sense. And Capital One is a great bank. So a lot of folks don't know about that. People think they only do credit cards, business credit cards, and individual credit cards. They do a lot more. They're actually present in 10 or 15 states. And but yeah, so Capital One, their business line of credit, fantastic, 9.6 over 10, number 3. Number 2, we have Truist Bank, our score, 9.8 over 10. When you think about Truist Bank, what we love about Truist Bank is the fact that they do have a constellation of options for you. For example, they have a small business line of credit. Okay, so you can have access to up to $100,000 in funds. You can use the cash for whatever you need. You can manage seasonal cash flow, expand inventory, or grab hold of a new opportunity. You have 12 to 36 months. Okay, this is really good. And so the way it works is very simple. You can apply for a specific line of credit amount. You can borrow up to your available credit limit. You can access funds by transferring money to your checking account or by writing checks. And interest accrues only on the outstanding balance, and you can use this as a revolving line of credit and reborrow over time up to the maximum credit limit. And so a Truist Bank business line of credit is really fantastic. If you want to cover seasonal or revolving cash flow, you want to access working capital where and when you need it, and you want to access a larger line of credit if secured by collateral. Okay, so you can give Truist a call now at 1-877-279-3083, and so they'll take care of you. So this is really good. So at Truist, business line of credit helps you improve cash flow, finance working capital needs, improve your purchasing power, and take advantage of supplier discounts, among other things. Number 1, the best of the best when it comes to business lines of credit that pull Equifax. We have KeyBank, our score, 9.9 over 10. So what we love about KeyBank is that we love the fact that they are very, very generous, and they're really fast. So you can actually, so the minimum line amount, $10,000, the maximum line amount, $500,000. And the good thing is that the whole thing is renewable every 12 months. So maybe they'll give you $300,000 this year, and next year they'll give you $400,000, depending on how the whole transaction, depending on the history of your account. Okay. So with KeyBank, you have easy 24/7 access to funds. Secured and unsecured lines are available. You have competitive pricing. You have monthly payments with interest-only options. Okay, you have a hassle-free renewal process, and this may be eligible for SBA guarantee. So this is really, really fantastic. So the good thing is that KeyBank will actually study your financials and see which products actually fits your specific liquidity needs. Okay, but the good thing is that KeyBank will assign a business banker to you, and make sure that you ask that banker all questions that you really have, what you have in mind, because this is going to help you get the best products from KeyBank. Okay, very important. Now, let me first give you an overview before we actually do a recap here. So when we talk about business lines of credit that pull Equifax in general, you need to understand that if you want to get a business line of credit real quick and real fast, make sure that first you decide how much money you need, because you need to have a clear idea of how much money you need, okay? And because once you start actually filling out the paperwork, they'll ask you, and because the banker also needs to know whether or not you're able to repay. Because if they realize that you want, let's say you want $1 million, and but your liquidity trends are not in sync with what you're asking, this could be problematic. So decide how much money you need, and you need to check your eligibility. Remember, we're talking about business lines of credit that pull Equifax. So the question is, what is your credit history, especially on Equifax? Okay. What is your Equifax credit score? What is your TransUnion credit score, for that matter? What is your experience? What is your Experian, your Equifax, and your TransUnion? Okay, what is your business revenue? What is your time in business? Those are things I want you to really pay attention to. So what you want to do here is that you want to research and compare lenders that actually fit your situation. Remember, I just gave you 10 lenders that pull Equifax for business lines of credit. Make sure that you're comfortable with their requirements. You want to study their requirements. If there is a possibility for them to actually pre-approve you, you want to go for a pre-approval systematically, okay? And you want to gather the required information. So they'll basically ask you for personal and business tax returns, business licenses, articles of incorporation or organization, personal and business bank statements, profit and loss statements, financial statements, business plan, business lease. It really depends on the lender. Some lenders will ask more documents, others will ask fewer. So it really depends on the lender. And so after you're done with that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Submit your application. In some cases, they'll ask you to explain the line of credit purpose, why you need that extra cash at this moment, and just make sure that you actually specify that. And on some application forms, they'll ask you to put your social. So, and because they'll do a hard pull. Once you actually decide to go through the process, be ready to have a hard pull on your not only on your Equifax, but also on your TransUnion and Experian. So be very careful here. Let me give you a few pro tips before we close to this conversation. Okay, so when you are applying for a business line of credit, make sure that you review all the forms, all the entries that you put on the forms, because 95% of rejections happen because there is an initial mistake. I mean, I'm not saying that people are lying on their business line of credit application, but maybe it could be a gross negligence or people lying. But the bottom line is just review everything. Make sure that there are no errors. Okay, things like your revenue, time in business, your address. Okay, don't lie about those. Don't lie about anything anyway. Okay, make sure to double check the numbers, contact information, and other relevant details before submitting. And if you include an error, this could delay the process or hurt your chances of being approved in the first place. So when listing your contact information, use an email address or phone number that is frequently checked, because the lender may contact you with additional questions. So it is really essential that you don't miss a phone call or email. Okay, this is important. And also, I want you to be clear about when you are going to apply for a business line of credit. Make sure that you are aware of a few costs and fees, things like the interest rates, the draw fee, the payment processing fee, the late fee, the termination fee, the prepayment penalty, because some lenders will actually charge you extra just to be able to, if you were to prepay the line of credit, they'll charge you extra, which makes sense. Remember, they are in business to make money. They are lending you, and basically there are some charges, fixed charges, that come into play because they have to process your application. There is some back office charges, fixed overhead involved here, so they need to recoup those losses, those costs. Okay, so some lenders, if you prepay your business line of credit, they will charge you a couple of fees. I mean, a couple of thousands of dollars, not a couple of hundreds of dollars in terms of prepayment penalty. So Be aware of all those things before you actually before you even apply for a business line of credit. Very important. Okay, but overall, it's a pretty straightforward process. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Before I do a recap here, please check our loan evaluation approach. We have a strong and very rigorous method on this show when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing business lines of credit that pull Equifax. Check this out. Thank you so much. Let's just do a quick recap here. So here are the top 10 Equifax business lines of credit. Number 1, KeyBank, 9.9 over 10. Number 2, Truist Bank, 9.8 over 10. Number 3, we have Capital One, 9.6 over 10. Number 4, Fifth Third, 9.3 over 10. Number 5, Citizens Financial, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have BMO Harris, 8.9 over 10. Number 7, we have First Republic Bank, 8.6 over 10. Number 8, we have Huntington Bank, 8.3 over 10. Number 9, we have First Citizens Bank, 8 over 10. And number 10, NBKC Bank, 7.8 over 10. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.